Alright, y'all. Hopping on for a minute. I had a client reschedule. So, that means I'm here with y'all. So, y'all want to do some quick Q&A while I'm on here? Let's see. We'll give it a few minutes. We only got 5 people on right now. Hey, LaRonda. Hey, Giselle. Hey, Deborah. Hey, Venice. How you doing, baby? So, I figured it was a good time. Maybe we could do some Q&A, y'all. Anybody got anything y'all want to talk about? I'm trying to keep up with comments on screen. It's coming across pretty good right now. Questions about swelling, was just going through post. Okay, what type of swelling? Okay, so LaRonda has questions about swelling. So swelling post-treatment? Are you noticing some swelling after your treatment? While we're waiting on that, Venice wants to know, so seems that thighs are slow moving on the 6th session. Yes, thighs are slow moving, and I'm going to tell you the truth. A lot of times I use radio frequency on my legs. I hold cavitation a lot. Swelling after performing cavitation. Okay, let's pause on that for just a second. I've got a few questions on the screen. Y'all pause for just a second while I address this swelling after cavitation. Okay, so swelling after cavitation. We have something going on with the client that you're not aware of, LaRonda. So, this is the thing. Swelling, cavitation needs to induce a certain amount of inflammation for diffusion to even be effective. And when I say diffusion, that is when the sound shakes the fat cell. In order for that fat cell to open up from the diffusion, which is the shaking, there is like that process requires a certain degree of inflammation. So a lot of times we'll have clients that are not fully honest with us. A few things that could be, so you need to find out if she is dealing with any type of autoimmune condition whatsoever that brings about inflammation within her body. Another big one that a lot of people don't realize, this time of year, we have a lot of clients that are on antibiotics, they're being prescribed medications. Anything with a steroid in it, if your client has taken steroids within the last 14 days, you will notice almost immediately measurement increases after cavitation. And a lot of people don't think about things like asthma inhalers that contain steroids. You really, really, really need to have a talk with your client about all things that have been going on. Another thing that could be happening after cavitation, tell me how aggressive are you being with the body while touching her, LaRonda? Are you being aggressive with your hands, or are you using wood tools? Any of those things? I'm gonna wait a second for a response before I move on to anything else. A little pressure. Okay, so a little pressure, when you say a little pressure, could you use that same amount of pressure on a 2-year-old child without it being painful for them? Would. Okay. Everybody hold y'all's thoughts and y'all's questions for a second, because I want to talk to y'all about wood. Wood, guys, this can cause a problem. So this is the thing, and I know some of y'all have been on my videos before and y'all have heard this. So we assume that wood, okay, pre and post cavitation. Okay, LaRonda, let me ask you something, baby. Do you have a lymphatic drainage map hanging on a wall in your studio? If you don't have a lymphatic drainage map, I need you to go to Google. Hold on, let me get this off my screen, guys. Okay, I need you to go to Google and get a lymphatic drainage map. First step. Okay, that's the first thing that I need you to do. And y'all just bear with me on this wood for a second, okay? We assume that with wood therapy, okay, yes. So this is the thing though. Even though you know where all of the lymph nodes are, the lymphatic channels are engineered a very specific way. So basically what that means is when God made us, He designed our lymphatic vessels to only flow certain directions. And sometimes the directions of those vessels are not necessarily leading in an upward motion or closest to the location. So this is why a lymphatic drainage map is essential. I want to show y'all. Yes, LaRonda, it's going to help you so much. And also, so I want to use this cube roller as a demonstration of what a lymphatic vessel looks like. So between the lymph nodes that we have all these little roads. That is like your lymphatic channel. Now, these little roads, actually, the vessels look very familiar to this cube roller. So the lymphatic vessels are made up of like these little circles, like what's on this wood roller right here. They are set up on an automatic vacuum system. So imagine that you are playing a game of Connect 4 and you've got your Connect 4 board. When that bottom Connect 4 piece comes out of the board, then the other ones fall down. It's the same thing with the lymphatic vessels. So we have to drain them from the bottom because each one of these has an automatic vacuum chamber. So what that means is lymphatic drainage, guys, let me tell you, not only is it the key to mastering your body contouring treatment, everybody assumes that lymphatic drainage is just so simple. It is actually very complicated. Guys, our lymphatic system, she is a high maintenance bitch and she only wants to be touched a certain way. All right, so how you have to work this is, let's imagine that the bottom part of this handle right here is the lymph node. This is the channel that's running to the lymph node. So you know what people automatically want to do, right? They want to massage from the top. But why would that not work? Because these are set up on an automatic open and close chamber. So we can't empty from the top. We've got to empty closest to the lymph node. So when you're rubbing and you're lightly massaging and you're pumping, we've got to pump closest to the lymph node. So let's imagine that we're working on the stomach, right? The lower part of the stomach, a standard rule of thumb is that the lymphatic system always flows up towards the heart, with the exception of the lower stomach. No. The lower stomach, and when I say the lower stomach, I'm talking about 2 inches above the belly button. The lower stomach, it is routed to the groin nodes, and that is a major lymphatic channel right there. You've got so much going on there. So if you were wanting to drain at the end of your session, you are going to want to start your pumping motions closest to those groin nodes. So you're going to start down low with that pump, okay? Because we have to empty this vessel before any of this can come to the bottom and reach the node. So once we pump at the bottom here, we're going to pump more at the top, more at the top, more at the top, and we're going to work our way up, and then we're going to come back down. We're going to pump at the bottom some more, and once you do that, then you can run your full channel drainage stroke, okay? Now, the thing with wood therapy is we assume that wood therapy should be aggressive to break a fat cell. So the way we see it, we should just beat the hell out of them with these tools, right? But no, because what will happen is the lymphatic system is superficial. Do you guys know how easy it is to collapse a lymphatic vessel? It is so easy. Your lymphatic system is just right below the top layer of your skin. Anybody who has ever been for a lymphatic drainage massage, they will tell you it is nothing like a deep tissue massage. It is a very light pumping touch. 60% of the result that you get from wood therapy is actually from moving fluid in the body. So wood therapy is an excellent form of a lymphatic drainage massage, actually. And it is fully capable of being able to break down fat. But the thing is, we get too aggressive with it, and what you're going to do is you're going to collapse a lymphatic vessel. And when you collapse a lymphatic vessel, it takes the body 48 hours to repair that. So where does the fluid go? The fluid can't travel that route. It's going to backflow into the tissue. So what you need to be focused on, less pressure, more vibration. Why are our tools textured like this? Your tools fall into certain categories, guys. Hold on, I'm going to show you. I got some different tools here. Hold on just a second. Okay, so my mushroom tools. Alright, some of my mushroom tools are back here being washed. Okay, so to destroy fat, how do we get rid of a fat cell? How do we get rid of a fat cell with our machine? There are three, not a fat cell, because the cell never goes away, but how do you get rid of the contents? Less pressure, more vibration. I'm fixing to give you a brief little demo, LaRonda. In order to eliminate a fat cell or its contents, you have to do a couple of things. First thing you got to do is you got to heat it. We've got to increase the temperature to that area. All right. Then we need to break it. I want for y'all to think about y'all's machines. Okay. So yeah, the G5 is good. The G5 is good as long as you're not too aggressive with it. It needs to be on a very, very light setting. Sorry guys, I should have put on my do not disturb and I didn't. So, you have to heat the fat, you have to break the fat, you have to drain the fat. So think about the way that your machine is set up, okay? Radio frequency, we heat the fat. Cavitation, we break the fat with vibration. Your vacuum is our drainage. Your vacuum is made specifically to simulate a lymphatic drainage massage. It should be a very light pump. It should not be painful for the client. You should be able to use it on like a 2-year-old. When you are doing wood, hard pressure is not needed, guys. It's not at all. Your tools are put into different categories, okay? So you should have 3 categories. You have your heaters, you have your breakers, and you have your drainers, okay? Your heaters will be your lightly textured tools that look like these. Different types of little rollers, all right? So when you're doing wood, you should not feel it. You should not feel the pressure, the push in your upper arms, okay? You shouldn't feel it in your back. You shouldn't feel it in your upper arms. It should be in the wrist, okay? You don't need a lot of pressure. You have one goal with this tool and one goal only with your heaters. What we want is we want blood flow to the surface of the skin, but we want blood flow from friction, not irritation. So we want to do this fast enough over the area, and it's in the wrist. Loosen your wrist up. It shouldn't hurt your arms. It shouldn't hurt your back. Okay, it's in the wrist. So friction, fast moving, up and down motion, side to side motions on the area. Whatever we need to do to bring blood flow, the secret is to bring the blood without the swelling. Okay, because swelling only comes with irritation. So when you see the blood flow, it's time to switch your tool. Okay, so then we have breakers. Breakers are used for breaking down fat and for treating cellulite. So breakers are your cube rollers. Your mushroom tools primarily are great for cellulite. And I actually use 2 mushroom tools at a time, like in a wax on, wax off motion. When I'm working, I've got 2 mushroom tools going at once. But if I'm doing a stomach, the butt, the sides, then I'm going to get my breakers. And what I want to do, I want to see that skin bounce. Now, I don't want to dig into it. Again, you should not be using, this should not require a lot of strength. It's all in the motion of your arms. So the speed, okay? You should be able to do your wood therapy on a 2-year-old without hurting them, okay? So you want to use your tools, your breakers. We're going to break the fat, break the fat. You can do these up and down, side to side, round and round, okay? After you use this, then you have your drainers. Your drainers are your cups and your contour boards. And this is a metal contour board. This is one of my ice tools, but I'm just going to show y'all this because my other boards are in the back. I just sanitized and cleaned all my wood tools and I hadn't brought them up front yet. So your drainers are your contour board and your cups. This moment right here is everything. This moment of your wood session. Because now we got to drain. You can't drain any way you want to. That's not how it works. We have to go by the drainage map. Everybody. Unless you are a licensed massage therapist, you need to have a drainage map hanging in your studio to look at until you have it memorized. Okay? It's going to show you your directions. I had a lot of people ask, how do you make that suction with your cup? There's got to be suction with the cup. After you've broke the fat, it's time to drain it. So what are we doing? We're putting the cup on the body and we are moving it along the lymphatic channels from the lymphatic drainage map, okay? That pop, okay? That is your light pumping motion that you get from the vacuum. That pop, that's your pump. And if you notice, when we're moving our cups, we're always pop and pumping at the lymph node. So when we're pumping, guess what that's doing? It's taking the fluid out of this bottom node here, or this bottom little vessel, and it's allowing the top to move down. So then we're doing another stroke with the cup. And we're popping again. And guess what? Then this fluid is moving down. So we are draining the lymphatic system as we work, okay? So these motions, when you go to put the cup on the skin, if it does not, when you put the cup on the skin, you should be able to let go of the cup. And it should be stuck to the skin, okay? If it's not stuck to the skin, what I want you to do is I want you to take your finger and I just want you to push the skin into the cup a little bit. And what you will hear is a suction, okay? You'll be able to hear it. If you have problems with the skin going into the cup, take your finger at the edge, give it a little push. Don't be as concerned with speed as technique, okay? Speed when draining, all the fancy shit with the cups, okay? Don't be concerned with that. Be as fancy as you want to with these. Go crazy with your speed, as long as you're not doing it too hard. But with these babies right here, this is all technique. You've got to be on point with your drainage. So, do not try to be so concerned with your speed until you get your technique down. Because what will happen is we will do a wood therapy session on somebody, we will end up getting too aggressive, or we will try to backflow a vessel when the body won't allow for it. And we will see swelling. I see a lot of people say, oh, well, you know, you should be swollen after a wood session. No, you should not. No, you should not. When you're done with the client from a wood session, they should look more defined than what they did before they laid on your table. There should not be swelling. If you're seeing swelling, and it happens with all of us in the beginning, okay? Everybody, when they start wood therapy, we've got to get our pressure down, okay? So you get to a point where there is no swelling, but you have to practice your technique. And if you have to, practice your technique on a child if you need to. One of your kids, something, you know, one of your biggest crybaby kid, the biggest crybaby you got. Practice your wood on them. Wood should not bruise. It should not create swelling, okay? So it's all about we want to, y'all, it doesn't take much. You see this motion right here? I can feel the vibration in my skin, okay? There is no reason, and I'm not even applying pressure. It's just bouncing across the top of my skin, right? And I can feel it. I can feel the vibration within my body, all right? So, guys, these tools, we just don't need to apply a lot of pressure, okay? So, remember, if you're feeling like you just had your ass whooped after a wood session, you're probably using too much pressure in your arms. So, just, you know, like I said, lymphatic system superficial. Oh, it's very delicate. It is so delicate. So we got to be easy with it so we don't collapse the lymphatic vessel. Somebody had made a comment about the 160 MW pads, Tracy, and how excited they were to have the pads and they loved them, and that makes me so happy because, like, I love my 160 pads also. And when you get a good set of laser pads and you get your timing down right, you know, you see such a difference in your treatment overall throughout the session, and you can definitely tell that you've got that extra help from the laser lipo. So yeah, I absolutely love my pads. I saw a pending post on the group, and it was a new member, I think, maybe, that had posted, and they were wondering if they could use these little babies right here, the little little pads on the chin. Absolutely. Right here, okay? If you don't have a chin strap, wrap them up in an ACE bandage, okay? ACE bandages are your friend. For my people who do not have straps for your lipo pads, guys, you can get ACE bandages at the dollar store. They have Velcro on them. You know, just cut them to whatever length you need and they will hold your pads in place. Also great for securing laser pads on the chin. Chin protocol. What do I do when I have a client come in for a chin treatment? Well, the first thing that I do is I put the little mini pads, and I do 4. I do 4 of my little mini ones. I line them up all in this fatty area under the chin here. And I wrap them up. And then I leave them on for like 25 minutes. I take them off and I do my little RF. Guys, let's not forget that radio frequency has amazing fat reducing capabilities. If you're working with an area that you don't feel like cavitation would be great. I am fixing to answer that about the Mons pubis in just a second. I'm not going to forget that. We have somebody that's asking a question about treating the Mons pubis, which is the tootie fat. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The catcher's mitt, right there at the top, the mound. So I'm fixing to get to that. On the chin though, so I do the 4 little laser lipo pads for 25 minutes. I do radio frequency because it has amazing fat reducing capabilities. Also tightens the skin. Guys, radio frequency removes fat via thermogenesis. I will finish after doing my radio frequency. I'll do radio frequency for like 15 minutes. I don't do it for long extended periods of time on the chin because this is just a thinner fat area here and it warms up really quick because you're working in such a small area. But then I take my little vacuum here from my S shape. If you don't have this little vacuum from the S shape, use a little tiny grease cup from your butt vacuum, and I do my drainage. I do my chin drainage. And you know, when you're draining the chin, we are going this way and down, and this way and down, and then your chin treatment's done. Mons pubis. Some people are going to flip shit whenever I say this, but I treat Mons pubises here in the studio. I actually have a client that was willing to let me video her Mons pubis treatment. So yeah, I do. Why do I treat the Mons pubis and why am I not scared of it? This is why I'm not scared of it. We work the lower tummy all the time, okay? We work the lower tummy all the time, and you think about what's right there in that area. What is in the lower tummy area? Well, we got some ovaries over here. We got a uterus. We've got all kinds of things there. Guys, there is nothing on top of the tootie. There's nothing right there in that spot besides their vagina tunnel underneath it. And what do we do with the vagina tunnel? I know that's not what it's called. It probably has a technical name, but it's like the vagina tunnel. That's what we're going to call it. What do we do with that? We have something called vaginal rejuvenation that is a radio frequency wand, and we shove it right in there and let it do its thing. So why would we feel okay about shoving a probe, a radio frequency probe, inside somebody's twat, but scared to treat the Mons pubis? Y'all, it's just a mound of fat. I tell my clients, if I can pinch it, I can treat it. Well, look, some of these women got some big fat tooties, and you can pinch it, and you can treat it, and some of them are really self-conscious of it. Don't be afraid to treat the Mons pubis. Hey, I'll throw a full pad on the top of it. right here, depending on how big their cootie cat is, I'll put the big boy on it. Yep. I will put the big pad, I'll put it on there for a little bit. Look, I get my little facial radio frequency handle. Now, I don't cavitate that area, but what did I say? I said that radio frequency has fat reducing capabilities. So I get my cute little radio frequency handle and I just work the little area there on the top of the tootie. And then whenever I get done, I take my little vacuum like this and I just do a little lymphatic drainage on the tootie there. I just move it toward, the groin nodes are right there. You don't have to move far. I just give it a little lymphatic massage and move it all along. And yes, it works. Yes, it does. It reduces the toot. What happens whenever a female client goes for a tummy tuck and she tells the plastic surgeon that she does not want liposuction on the top of her tootie? Well, what happens? She's lost all that tummy, but she's still got that great big old healthy kitty. Well, now, you know, she's got this flat tummy, but I mean, she's got a monster in her britches. You can treat it. Don't be afraid of it. Okay? I don't use cavitation there. I use radio frequency. Guess what, guys? There's a lot of places I don't use cavitation. Places, most common places I use cavitation on the stomach. But if I'm working, okay, if I have a client come in and she's got arms that hang a little bit, well, I know if I use cavitation on that area, the cavitation moves faster than the RF. So what's going to happen? Well, thick fat looks better than thin fat. So she comes in, she's got some thick fat hanging here, but she leaves with like 2 wings literally just flapping in the wind like sheets because you've thinned out the fat so much. So then you got to work your ass off with the radio frequency to get that skin back up there where it's supposed to be. Guys, radio frequency reduces fat. Why not? You know, you can use radio frequency to reduce fat. Radio frequency is not only for collagen. Guess what else? Guess what else? Your pads also help produce collagen. So, you have a lot of different, you are the master of your contouring treatment. If you decide to omit one of these procedures, with the exception of drainage, okay? Don't ever cut out drainage. That's important. But if you decide to omit cavitation or RF, guys, some certain techniques don't call for all treatment. Everybody's so concerned with the order. It's not, okay, so you need to know the basis of the order and why when you start out contouring, okay? So it's simple. Heat it, break it, drain it. Heat the fat, break the fat, drain the fat. All right? So, but not all things call for the same protocols. Guys, each one of my clients that comes in, they may have a different protocol according to what's going on with them. So sit down with your clients, discuss what they need, you know what your machine does. And but yeah, so I missed some questions. Whenever I was talking, y'all asked me a question, you know, I'll just ramble on and on and on forever about it. I'm sorry. Okay. Can you use the cavitation vacuum on loose tummy than RF? I keep hearing mixed thoughts on the vacuum. This is another one that I see, and this is really common amongst people, I feel like, who have probably just recently trained. So somebody told somebody that if you use the vacuum after doing RF, that it will stretch the skin. Y'all, listen to me. Okay, first of all, radio frequency is not immediate. Okay, it takes days to produce collagen. Radiofrequency is going to be working long after the client leaves. You're not going to stretch the skin out with the vacuum. First of all, the only time that your vacuum should be aggressive enough to even, like, if it were even possible to stretch somebody's skin out by doing this, that's not how it works. Like pregnancy will stretch the skin out. Using a vacuum for 3 to 5 minutes for drainage purposes is not going to stop collagen production. Like that just goes against all. Think about it. Your vacuum has RF probes on it. Your vacuum has RF probes on it. So no, don't think that. That's not even true. You're not going to stretch the skin back out after. Look, why do I say in the session with lymphatic drainage? Well, let's go back to the fact of what I just said, that radiofrequency has fat reduction capabilities. What happens when you reduce the fat? When you reduce the fat, the cell opens up, there's liquid. The liquid is sitting vacant in the tissue. So imagine this. Imagine you do a body contouring treatment, right? You've broken down a whole bunch of fat. So you've got all this vacant fluid in the tissue. Well, what are you going to do? You got this messy ass kitchen floor. You're fixing to sweep it up, right? You're going to clean that up real nice. You're going to get all that together in one little spot. We're going to push it on out where it's supposed to go. Drainage is down. Perfect. That's how you close your session. You close your session with the drainage. But then imagine coming behind that with the radiofrequency and breaking down some more fat. So what have you just done? You have just swept your floor and then dug some of that shit out of the trash can and dumped it back on the floor. No, that doesn't make sense. No. It's not going to stretch your skin back out. Y'all don't be afraid to do treatments an effective way because somebody told you something that's not going to happen. Don't worry about it, baby. Do your drainage. Close your session with your drainage, okay? Don't worry about that because that wasn't right, okay? So don't be afraid to use your vacuum after doing RF. Remember, guys, soft pump. Same thing with the vacuum. When you're doing your lymphatic drainage, if you could not use your vacuum on a 2-year-old child without hurting them, you've got it set too strong of a suction. We don't want to collapse a lymphatic vessel, not on drainage. Now, when we're treating cellulite on the backs of the legs and the butt, that is a whole nother ball game because we are trying to release the fascia. So I use a scraping motion for that. And I get it to a high enough suction. What is my goal? I want to bring blood flow to the surface of the skin. So I get the suction to my client's tolerance. I'll turn it up. I'll put it on their skin. No release. And I'll run it and pop it. And I'll ask them, is this tolerable for you? Okay. I don't want it to be painful, but I need to see the blood flow. All right. So, light pumping on the vacuum for drainage. And any other questions? I've got to make sure and read the questions out loud per a message that I received, which was very informative and makes sense. I bounce all over the place in these lives, and sometimes y'all don't know whose questions I'm answering. So I'm trying to read the questions out loud so that everybody gets the most benefit. So y'all come on with the questions. I've got about 5 more minutes, and then I'm gonna have to get off here. We've got 43 people on. Somebody's got a question, surely. I wonder if my phone's lagging. Somebody say hi. There we go. I I just jumped on and I need to know the best steps for love handles. Don't forget about my question. Jessica Harmony, what was your question, baby? Hurry up and retype it for me. I'm looking on my TV, so my phone is in the phone holder. So the questions are going up on the TV. The S-shape and other cavitation machines. The difference between S-shape and other cavitation machines. Okay, stop the questions for a second. The difference between S-shape and other cavitation machines is just that the cavitation and the radio frequency are included on one handle. They say it's 30K cavitation. I see no difference between 30 and 40K. How long are your wood therapy sessions for cellulite? I use each tool for... Who is that? Who is that? Hannah, hold on a second, baby. I'm on a live. You scared me. You fixing to get shot, girl. I thought you was an intruder. Hold on a second, baby. Hey, are you here about Caden's prescription?
Yeah.
Can I trust you with my card?
Yeah.
All right. I'm fixing to give you my card because you know I forgot to go to Brookshire's to get it. Can I give you my card to run through Brookshire's drive-thru and get it? Will you bring me my card back?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Hold on. I'm on live. Oh, okay. Here. All right. Here, baby. It's 3064.
Okay.
3064, okay? All right. Sorry, y'all. I forgot I was supposed to pick up my little brother's prescription. Okay. So what was I talking about? I was talking about the differences between the cavitations. Cellulite treatment. Times on cellulite treatment. I use each tool, depending on the area, for like 3 to 5 minutes. So, typically none of my wood sessions are more than 30 minutes total. Should the belly button be avoided with cavitation probe? No. No. I go circles around the belly button all the way to. Same thing with RF. Those patterns are even included in the machine manuals. So no issues with cavitation around the belly button. Wood therapy on cellulite. So wood therapy on cellulite, that's what I was just saying, is you would use each tool for about 5 minutes. Definitely want to incorporate your mushroom tools. Mushroom tools are really, really good for cellulite. I have one about the blue and white machine. Sorry, it's just a weird question. I just don't know if it's necessary or reasoning behind the protective glasses the manual requests for us to wear. Okay, it's because of the red light from the pads. I don't wear protective eyewear, baby, but I don't look directly at the lights, and I don't let my clients look directly at the lights either. So what I do is I get the pads put on them and strapped in and everything, and then I turn the pads on. And I turn the pads off before I take them off my clients, because I know that the lights, you know, directly in the eyes are probably not good. But I don't wear any protective eye gear. I don't get the lights in my eyes or the client's eyes though, so there's no reason for me to have it. There was somebody that was wanting to make sure that I saw her question, and I didn't see it come back up. Hold on, let me look for it. Okay, Jessica Harmony, I ordered wood tools, but they look so small compared to yours. Do you believe size matters, baby? That is depends on who you ask. Let me see. Do you believe size matters in results? If I may ask, where I can get tools like the black ones. Okay, so my black tools that I have, guys, I would have to go back and look. First of all, let me tell you, I've got like 10 sets of wood tools, okay? So I recently purchased a wood tool set from Ebony. It's probably one of the most heavy durable sets that I have. The one that I got from Ebony, including the cups. It's really important with your cups for them to have a thick rim on them. And that was one thing that I liked about the cups too that I got from Ebony. As far as the black set, I would have to dig back through my purchases to find the exact place that I got them from. So I don't think that the size matters, baby. What matters is what you're doing to the skin. Can you bring blood flow with your set? Can you create vibration on the skin with your set? Can you create suction with your cups? You know, this is not a wood contour board. Y'all should see my ice tools, man. I'm in love. I'm in love with my ice tools. Look at these pretty babies. You just stick them right in the freezer before you're getting boiled. This is a nice metal Swiss cap. Nice metal textured tool. So yeah, these are my little wood tools, or not wood tools, my metal tools. So I think I answered everybody's questions, y'all. I think I did. Anything else you want to talk about? I'm basically have to get off here. Oh, guess what? I leased the space on my second location this week. Yep, sure did. There's no electricity on there right now, but I'm planning on opening it August 1st. I'm not sure how. I'm gonna work that out and make it happen because I'm already overextended, but I'm counting on God to work that out for me and just put the right people in my path. So but I got time for one more question. Come on, guys. I'm not on here on live very much, and I also tried to answer some of the questions that were in the pendings. So I think I believe, y'all, that I messaged all of the questions, or that not that I messaged, but I answered all of the questions that I saw in the lid here. We covered wood therapy on cellulite. Yes, this is going to be saved. It's going to be posted. Y'all can go back to the beginning. I talked about several different treatments. Cellulite, you know, the wood therapy on the cellulite. I broke down, you know, what tool is for what, which tools work best on cellulite, and probably, you know, the amount of time that you would use your wood tools for. All right, I guess that's it, y'all. Nobody's being too chatty. There's not a lot of people on right now, though. I bet there's a lot of people driving home from work or still at work. But the video will be up, so I'm going to post it in the group so people will have the opportunity to post questions on the video. Maybe tonight whenever I get home, if things are nice and settled, I can maybe answer some questions. I'm working on some of the pending posts too. I just want to let you guys know that we set up the admin assist, and so like I'm seeing a lot of things like in the pending posts. It's like my post got declined, and I don't know why. It's the automatic admin assist that we're doing a test run on. So I'm going in and I'm reviewing some of those. I reviewed some of them today and I undid a few of them. So if you got some people may have gotten a notification that it was reversed and that the post was put on the group. So I'm working through them just a little bit at a time. Y'all, our little group's pretty busy here. Like there's a lot of posts today. Boy, I'm gonna tell you what, if you don't stay right on top of it, it'll get out of hand quick. And I'm on there a couple times a day, you know, just trying to kind of get a couple through. So, but yeah, we have a lot of pending that comes through. Uh-oh. Hold on. I got a message here. Somebody's helping me out. Let me see what this says. Oh. The commenting on my live. What the hell? Y'all. It turned the commenting off on my live. I didn't do that. I didn't do that. Why is it? What is this? Hold on. Y'all, I'm sorry. I don't know why it did that. Thank you for messaging me and letting me know that. Y'all, I'm sorry. I'm going to stop the video. Y'all can post some of y'all's questions on here. I don't know why it just cut off my commenting. So, but y'all can post y'all's questions. I'll come back to them and see. So I just wanted to hop on for a little bit. But I'm fixing to get my bed ready for my next client. So, hey, y'all have a good night. I love y'all. Bye.